We left. Check, check. Test check. 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Hey, hey. Check 1. Go Mavs. Mic 1, mic 2. Mic 1, mic 2. Mic 1, mic 2. We're gold. It's the University of Nebraska Omaha ACHA Mavericks YouTube channel. Welcome as Dordt defenders take on your Omaha Mavericks in the second game of this two-game series from Holland Ice Center at Baxter Arena. And welcome back, everybody. It's great to be with you for game two. Last night, it was the Mavericks, the 16th ranked team in ACHA Division III, getting the win over the Dordt defenders by a score of 6-2. Omaha entered that third period trailing by a score of 2-1, but fired off 5 unanswered goals to defeat the defenders for just the second time in the 15 previous meetings. Omaha looks to continue in game two and take the top spot in the Mid-American Conference as Dordt and Omaha sit tied at the top of the table with 10 points apiece. Dordt with just 2 games remaining in conference, including this one here tonight, and a matchup with Nebraska coming up later this season. Omaha will wrap up the Dordt series. It is their penultimate Mid-American Conference series of the season. They will take on the Creighton Blue Jays February 6th and 7th. That will wrap up this now 6-game homestand and will be the final Mid-American games. And let's take a look at our starting netminders. Last night, Tim Nansen got his 11th start of the year. He is now 10-1. He had not given up more than 4 goals in a single game all season. He gave up 6 a night ago and allowed 5 in just the third period alone. It was the most goals the Mavericks have scored against Dordt in any single period since 2021. The beautiful tenor tones of Lucas Epperson singing our nation's anthem ahead of an all-important game two here from Holland Ice at Baxter Arena. Nate Obrecht alongside Caden McDermott and Sebastian Cassiopo, pleased to be with you high atop this packed house here for game two. Omaha and Dordt enter this one tied atop the Mid-American standings. Both teams with 10 points apiece. Dordt with a record of 5-1 in conference. Omaha a perfect 5-0 entering this their 6th conference matchup of the season. The all-time series, Omaha against Dordt. It is now 12-2 in favor of the defenders. But the last 2 times the Mavericks and defenders have met on this ice, it has been Omaha, the home team, skating away with the victory, and they look to achieve a 3rd straight tonight. The Mavericks starting line of Chase Mann, Wyatt Wagner, and Carson Fitch, alongside our defensemen Charlie Lowndes and Zach Farnsworth, the freshman on the D-line, go and stick tap the pads of senior netminder Nabil Vayan, a record of 8-2 over his 11 starts, with a goals against average of 159 allowing less than 2 goals a game on average with a save percentage near 9.5 a game. Omaha got this one down into the Dordt end early. Out there for the defenders on defense is Andrew Benson and Tyler Welsh. Welsh had a goal last night as Mason Spacher, Connor Praxis, and Ruben Orneman, who had the other defender goal, take the ice for Dordt first for Tyler Morgan's squad. As firing a shot in from the point was Charlie Lowndes, the big rig on the blue line. He had 3 assists in the contest last night. 3 assists in the third period as Farnsworth brings this puck in, fires one. It's off the stick blade of Welsh and up into the netting. 42 seconds into the game, and we get an offensive zone draw for Omaha. Well, at the end of the first period a night ago, it was Dordt with a 1-0 lead. As we mentioned, Omaha got 5/6 of its scoring done in the final frame. As they win the draw to Glazer, he fires one. It ramps off the stick blade of Tegan Dolman and up into the netting behind Tim Nansen. Nansen, the freshman out of Fergus Falls, Minnesota, suffered his first loss in a Dordt defender uniform a night ago to the hands of these Mavericks. Prior to that, he had won his past 10 starts, including 6 shutouts. As Dordt floats this one down, it's too far for anyone to catch up, then becomes icing. We'll get a face-off right where we left it in the defender's defensive zone. Fans are reacting to the final of the Broncos and Bills game that just wrapped up on CBS. As Shermer sends a shot in, he gets a rebound himself and fires it into Nansen, who covers up with the glove and holds. Nansen will get a draw to his right after the quick sequence of shots from Tyler Shermer. Shermer extended his point streak to 8 straight games as he's now got 5 goals and 12 assists over the past 8 straight since that Capper Hockey's Classic, the big classic in Chicago back in November before Thanksgiving. Dordt has this puck into the offensive zone. It was missing from this end of the ice in the third period of last night's contest as Shermer sends this one off a skate and to center ice. It's dumped quickly back down by Zach Espenson, and Omaha will regroup. A minute and a half gone here in Game 2. The winner controls their destiny in the Mid-American Conference, both with just one more series left after this one wraps up. Hunsaker takes this in his own zone, ramps it off the glass, and he's waiting for James Shea. He picks it up, fires a sharp angle shot, goes behind the cage, and Shea picks up the rebound, fires again, rebound tip shot, and it's loose in the crease. Another whack at it, a third try. It's knocked back out to the point for Hunsaker. Hunsaker keeps this one in, shoveling it down lower. Kraut can't hang on, turn back on to Hunsaker in the slot. To Mitchell along the blue line, knocked down by Zach Espenson in front and cleared to center ice. Taken by Carrolls, he sends it into the offensive zone for Dordt, but now Wolvean, the goaltender for Omaha, clears it to center. Nate Mitchell sends this one cross ice, looking for Charlie Shea, who had 2 assists in the game last night, and delivers a shower to Tim Nansen as Nansen covers up with 2 minutes and 39 seconds gone by here in the first. Omaha enters with a record of 21 wins and 3 losses alongside 2 ties. Dordt 19-1-0. Mitchell shot in from the point, tipped wide. To the corner it goes for Fitch. Worked out to Wyatt Wagner. Wagner leaves it behind for Mitchell. Mitchell works and fires. Stick saved by Nansen. Chase Man picks it up, can't hang on to it. It's to the point. Mitchell keeps it in. Rung around the back wall for Torlina. Torlina gets it to center ice, but it's quickly sent back in by Noah Dirkschneider, the freshman out of Sioux City. Torlina tries again. This time can't clear the zone. It's kept in by Fitch. Sent to the back wall where it's tracked down by Connor Paraxlis. Paraxlis uses the bank and gets this one all the way down into the Mavericks zone. Chased there by Horniman. He tries to go out to the front. Great poke check from Frenchie. Now Wildayan with the stick check there to keep the puck from entering the slot. Wagner takes it in the offensive zone, works to the slot, dances around one man, can't get the shot off. Picked up by Benson, and he sends it all the way down. Too far for Spacher, but Lowndes was close enough to it to negate icing. He works it up to Shermer. Wagner gets it and dumps it all the way down. Hedquist tried to spin around Benson. Benson wins that puck, plays it to the corner and back again. Benson this time gets us on net, and Bayan says, I got it, and holds for the whistle. By this time last night, it was already Dordt 1, Omaha nothing, as Horniman's goal just 3 minutes in had DU up 1-0, and they held that through the entirety of the first period. This period is looking a lot different as shots are 5-1 in favor of the Mavs, and Glazer was nearly sprung free, but the great play by Tyler Welsh on defense works that puck back out for Dordt. Now a shot from Nick Espenson, skips off a shin pad and goes up into the glass. Taken down dangerously in the corner was Cam Fories. Still able to work that to Glazer along the near wall. To Hedquist, it's one out by Hunsaker. Hunsaker circles back, trying the far side now for Fories. Fories can't keep it. It's Dolman winning it for a moment in front of the Dordt bench. Shermer takes it back and dumps it the rest of the way down. Benson darts ahead for Dordt, crosses that center ice line and dumps it down. Tracked there by Levi Loken, sent it to the center, but no one was home. Picked up by Mason Carroll, sent further down. Isaac Bart tried to direct that one out front. Omaha's the only one there. Barrett Bradley getting it up to Easton Newman. Easton Newman playing in just 3 contests this season. Got back in action against Arkansas last weekend after playing the Wisconsin Platteville game and recording a hat trick in the first game of the season, September 14th. Welcome back, Easton Newman, who joined the Mavericks at semester last year. Pass in the center is chopped out by Nate Mitchell, sent up into the netting, and will go for a whistle. 5 minutes and 36 seconds into period 1. Center ice for the second time this period, and the draw won by the Mavs. Taking it into the offensive zone, Charlie Shea. Sending it towards the front, no one was home. Zach Espenson with the stick to keep it out. Spacher working against Dorkschneider. Is forced back deeper into his own zone, but it is cleared out to center ice where Omaha gains possession again. Kraut quickly back into the offensive zone for the Mavs. Centers it out front. Tip back into the corner. Mitchell from the point. Shot pass to Dirkschneider in the corner. Sent around the back wall. Omaha can't keep up with it. Ornament can't clear. Mitchell with a shot. Stick safe. Loose on the doorstep and covered up by Nansen. Jimmy Shea was bearing down on the crease alongside Braden Kraut. But Nansen was able to get to that one and pounce on it, forcing a whistle. And an offensive zone draw for the Mavericks. Man in opposite the defender's top scorer, Rylan Veenstra. Veenstra got an assist last night, so his point streak extends to 20 games. He loses the puck there in the corner. Wyatt Wagner taking it from Rylan Veenstra. Veenstra quickly back on it and gets it to Jansen on the near side. Jansen off the wall. Dolman, great stick tap to Nick Espenson. Left behind for Veenstra. Veenstra shoots, shut down on the doorstep by Vayan. Great blocker save by Nawal Vayan out of Toulouse, France, by way of the Midland Warriors last season, is the Maverick netminder Nawal Vayan. Omaha wins the puck back. 7 minutes gone by here in the first. No score. Dordt and Omaha. Dordt enters as the 11th ranked team in ACHA Division 3. Omaha the 16th best. The Mavs were ranked as high as 5 in the first poll of the season. We will get a refresh on those rankings after next weekend. As icing against Dordt brings another offensive zone face-off about for the Mavericks. Shots are 7-2 in favor of Crimson and Black here through the first 7 minutes of the first. Glazer making it 8-2 as it goes right into the breadbasket of Nansen on those arcing Dordt letters stretched across the chest of the freshman goalie. Dordt, a Christian university ailing in Sioux Center, Iowa, about 150 miles north of here up I-29. Carrolls can't keep it as he worked over the blue line. It's back to Shermer, who takes it into the offensive zone. Taken down with an elbow. That's not called as Carrolls delivered the hit onto Shermer. Loose out in front. Hedquist couldn't get a shot off. It's picked up by Loken off the glass and kicked in by Lowndes. Had it for a moment. Forced to dump it the rest of the way. And it's picked up by Bart. Looking up the near side. Carrolls can't hang on to it. It's into the Maverick zone. Lowndes first to it. Omaha looking to break up the near side. Glazer to Shermer. The Kearney connection as Shermer fires one wide. Hits off of the dasher and ramps up into the netting. It'll go for a whistle. 11:54 here to play in the first. Coach Harry Hill opting for fresh lines out there. It's the Shea line with Charlie and James Shea. The unrelated pair out there on the forward lines. Charlie Shea from Kearney, James Shea from Chicago. One's a sophomore, one's a freshman as Horniman, along with Spacher. He takes the shot. It was a 2-on-1, and Bayan covers up and hangs on for a whistle. Just the third shot on goal for Dordt and the third save for Nowell Vayan. Vayan last played a week ago in Game 2 at Arkansas, making 27 saves on 28 shots in the 3-1 victory as a one goes wide of him there from the point man Espenson. Kept in by Wagi. And no, he kept it in, but with a hand pass, says our linesman Pat Gilman. And it will be a neutral zone draw. Paraxlis opposite James Shea, and Connor Paraxlis wins it back for Dordt. Dumped in by the defenders. Omaha picks it up below the goal line. Kraut sending it to center ice for Charlie Shea. Charlie Shea working wide, fires one, and it's into the breadbasket. Easily stopped by Nansen. Save number 9 for Tim Nansen already. As the crowd continuing to filter in here, not much more room left for these folks as they are wrapped around the glass behind Tim Nansen, as you can see on the UNO ACHA Mavericks YouTube stream. And Fitch takes it right from the faceoff draw. Save made Nansen. To the corner for Nick Espenson, the younger of two Espensons out on the ice today. His older brother, Zach, plays defense and wears 4. Forey's along the blue line. Tried to send it off the glass. It just scrapes the netting. And the puck will go outside of the offensive zone on the Maverick clearance. We now have a final in the Broncos-Bills game. An overtime matchup that the Broncos finally won by a field goal. 33-30. Denver advances to the AFC Championship. We've got more football tonight, and more importantly, more hockey as we're nearing the halfway point of period number 1 between number 11 Dordt and number 16 Omaha. Shot from Dolman goes wide of Vayan. Picked up by Fories on the breakout, and the defenseman brings it into the offensive zone. Cam Fories blows by one man, stops below the goal line. Traps that puck for a second, now sends it to Mann at the point. Mann fires one on, didn't get through. Dolman blocked it out front as the two Metro alums traded blows, and another big blow given by Cam Fories, and somehow he's going to pick up a penalty for that one. Oh, yeah, about as perfect of a collision as you can get at open ice. As Cam Fories will skate off and give the defenders the first power play of the game for either side. Unfortunate, as Omaha has been dominating much of the first 10 minutes of this one. Shots are 10-3 in favor of the Mavs, but they will have to kill this penalty on Cam Fories coming at 9 minutes and 44 seconds of the first. Omaha will make Dordt start this one 200 feet away from Nowelvayan as the puck sent down to the defender's defensive zone. Back in with it, skates Ruben Orneman. Gives a punch to Hedquist right in front of our official Josh Evans, and he did not raise that arm an inch. So Dordt still on the man advantage. 1:25 to work with. Beanstra works into the offensive zone. I still don't know what Cam Fories did. Did you guys see the... No signal was given as Dordt touches up, and we'll see what we have here. High stick, not the penalty, just the stoppage of play, and it will go all the way down to the defender's defensive zone. Still 1:14 to work with on the power play for DU. Fories went off to the box for we don't know. And if you watch the stream, I'd implore you to try to find a penalty in anything Cam Fories did on that beautiful open ice collision right before the blue line at 10:16, if you want to look at the timestamps. Wyatt Wagner wins the puck back at center ice and screams it down. Apparently it was discreet, but Josh Evans did go down and touch his knee. It's hard to get there for him, but kneeing was the call on Fories. 33 seconds remain on that power play for Dordt, and it's the Mavericks goalie with the puck behind the net. Turned back in front by Benson. Save made by Vayan. To the wall it goes for Spacher. Spacher crunched up against the boards. That one was more of a penalty than the Fories collision at center ice. No call there as the Mavericks touch up and send it all the way down. Grabbed by Welsh, stopping behind Nansen, and the defenders will break out of their own zone. 7 seconds ticking away on the Fories penalty. Offside was Spacher, and the defenders will have to do it again from the neutral zone with just 3 seconds to play here on the first power play of the game for either side. And it goes to DU. They've got 3 more seconds to work with. Fories out of the box in 3 seconds. The Mavericks were 3 for 4 on the man with the penalty kill a night ago. And as Fories escapes, 1 for 1 on the kill are the Mavs today. Glazer ties up Loken. It's left for Mitchell. Mitchell works ahead, fires one, and it's wide. Behind the cage, Glazer doing battle with Waggy. Waggy wraps it around for Nick Espenson, and he clears it to center ice. Hedquist picks it up, gets it to Mitchell, ahead for Glazer. He's into the offensive zone. Blake Glazer, the ACHA's leader in goals, assists, in points, He's the Maverick all-time leader in goals, assists, and points. As the puck dumped into the offensive zone by Shermer, Glazer holds Waggy in the corner. It's freed up to the wall for Loken. Off the skate blade of Spacher to Cam Fories, and Omaha looks to get out of its own zone. Turnover by Hunsaker. Paraxlis keeps it in the offensive zone. 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Horniman fires one wide. Out to the point, kept in by Jansen, sent down low. Jansen behind the cage, tried to look out front. Off the back bar, intercepted by Shermer, but not out. Orneman can't keep it. Great effort by Edquist, screaming out towards the blue line and winning that puck over the line. Taken back in by Orneman. Hunsaker wins the puck in the corner. To Shermer. He takes a hit from Spacher. Spacher toe drags around one man, shoots it off the side of the cage. Goes behind the net. James Shea wins it back for the Mavs, dealing with Ornament as he works it over the blue line and out to center ice. Now into the offensive zone, Shea. Sent it across, looking for Voorhees. Voorhees tripped up by Nansen as he's sent screaming into the back wall. And Dordt takes the puck out to center. Dolman works in, has Ornament with him. Tried to center it across, but great defense from Charlie Shea, the forward, to keep that puck from getting into the slot. Now another big hit delivered on the Dordt. Top scorer, Ryland Beanstra, in the slot. Freed him up of the puck. He chases it down below the goal line. Now sends it out to the point. Jansen taking it there. Poor lineup from Jansen. Now to... Wow, what a save by Vayan off the stick of Dolman. And taking exception to that one is the big rig on the blue line, Charlie Lowndes. Lowndes takes Ruben Ornament, who's been an absolute pest for much of this first 15 minutes. Lowndes takes him to the ice, much to the enjoyment of this Maverick crowd. A full house on hand here at Holland Ice Center as Lowndes skates off. It'll be a penalty against Omaha. The penalty coming at 16:01, but before we get a face-off, the net behind Nansen has to be reset. As Lowndes heads off for the Mavs, back to the power play are the defenders. Just 1 for 4, and Fitch works this one. He's 1-on-1 against the defense, and he loses that puck over the goal line. Grabbed by Zach Espenson, the older of the two brothers. He works slowly up to center ice, now picks up speed into the offensive zone. Zach Espenson fires it, save made by Frenchie. Picked up by Wagner. He waits and now sends it all the way down. Stopped by Nansen with the stick. 1 minute and 30 seconds remain on the penalty to Charlie Lowndes. Ryland Beanstra darts ahead. Taken off the puck by Fitch. Back to Hunsaker and back down to the defender's defensive zone. Grabbed by Zach Espenson. He gives it to his brother Nick. Nick. Espenson takes it over the offensive line. Poke check to the corner by DeSpirito. He leaves it there for Levi Loken. Loken behind the cage, back out. Looking for Espenson, cut out by Wagner. Couldn't get it over the blue line, kept in by Nick Espenson. Hunsaker wins that puck back and sends it all the way down as number 40 clears the zone with 40 seconds to go on the defender power play. Dordt this season 42.8% on the power play as an errant pass from Dolman, and that one should be icing as Forey's touches up. 4:23 to go in the first. 24 seconds before Lowndes is out of the box. And this one will be in the Mavericks offensive zone on the PK. Omaha 105 for 121 in their penalties taken and killed. An 86.7% clip. And it's gone up with a 1 for 1 mark so far in this one. Puck down behind Vayan. Grabbed by Welsh. Out to the point. Spacher fires it through a couple bodies. Save made by Vayan. Rebound chance from Bart. And it's covered up and will hold for a whistle with 2 seconds to go on the power play for Dordt. Tyler Morgan's defenders opting for fresh bodies out there on the ice as the Mavs and defenders get reset to the left of Nawalveyan with 4:01 to go in the first. 2 seconds on the Maverick penalty. Dordt wins the draw. Held shot in from Welsh, and as Lowndes escapes the box, the puck right into the trapper of Nawalveyan. We get another draw right where we left it. This time 5-on-5 though. 5-on-5 play. 2 for 2 are the Mavs. Win down a man due to penalties in this game and in this period. As nearing the final 3 minutes and 45 seconds, Blake Glazer takes it into the offensive zone. Glazer from the backhand shoots one wide. Behind the cage, it's left and picked up by Orneman. Ruben Orneman takes it to center ice. 2 against 3, skate the defenders, and it's kicked by Mitchell. Stopped into his pads and sent out to center ice. Mitchell and Orneman tied up for a second behind the play. Remember, Ruben Orneman was the one involved with Charlie Lowndes there in the crease in the last penalty given out. Hedquist takes this into the offensive zone. Leaves it for Dirk Schneider. He fires. It's into the pads of Nansen. Poked out just as the defenders like to do, but this time it's blown dead. Nansen had it in the trapper. Omaha given a little quid pro quo after their goalie has been pestered on his glove hand side a couple of times already here in the first. Dordt wins the defensive zone draw after the cover up from Nansen. He's made 12 saves here in the first. Dordt has closed the gap in shots. It is now 12-9 in favor of the Mavericks on shot totals here through the first 17 minutes of the first. Dolman works this into the offensive zone. Freshman out of Sioux City, Iowa. Played it to the point, and it leaks over the stick of Torlainen to center. He plays it to Jansen, who rings it around the back wall and in. Grabbed there by Dolman. Sent lower for Veenstra. He was bodied off the puck by Hunsaker. Fitch works to the near side, finding Cam Fories. Fories shakes off a big hit from Jansen. The puck's freed up to the corner as the Mavericks are in on the attack. To Hunsaker, leaving it back for Fories. Circling the zone and fires one right into the pads of Torlainen, who knocks it down and takes it out on the backhand. Right up to Ryland Veenstra. Veenstra works into the offensive zone, waits for reinforcements in the corner, but before they can get there, the Mavericks get to that puck and clear to center. Hunsaker gives across to Fories. Fories halts at the red line, and the puck is turned over to Wagi. Fans on the first clearance attempt, now gets it across to Loken. 100 seconds remain in the first period as a shot knocked down in front by Fories. Bradley can't hang on to it, picked up by Carrolls, tipped down in front, did not get its way through to Vayan. Loose puck nearly turned over, grabbed by Hedquist, and he circles back behind the cage, takes a slash and works to center ice. Spins around one man and dumps it to Barrett Bradley. Bradley sends one on net, glove down, sprawling out on top of the crease was Nansen, and he covers that puck up with just 1:15 to play here in the first. No score on either side, which is rare for both of these squads. Omaha is outscoring opponents 57-20 through the first period of 26 games this season. Dordt outscoring its opponents 56-12 through 20 games in the first period in this season. Orneman takes it into the offensive zone for the defenders, looking to get just one as he sends that one off the skates of Lowndes, picked up by Farnsworth, pressured by Paraxlis, still held on to by the Mavericks, and they get it out to center. Dumped the rest of the way down by Jimmy Shea. Wrapped around the wall, Farnsworth can't hang on to it. It's grabbed by Spacher. Great poke check from Shea to free the puck up in the offensive zone. Sent around back for James Shea. James Shea working with 32 seconds to go. Played down further to Kraut. Kraut still on it from the corner, trying to work his way to the point. Poke check by Orneman, but stays in the zone. Great effort by Kraut to stay on that. Under 20 seconds now to go as Shea takes it to the corner, dances around Benson. James Shea gets it to Kraut. Back out for Farnsworth. Save made. Nansen on the doorstep. Top of the crease as it goes out to center ice with 5 seconds. Lowndes off the wall. Kraut takes it over the blue line. Fans clamoring for a shot with 1 second. It goes off the glove, and the horn sounds before Charlie Shea can get the rebound. The horn sounds to end one period of play, and we are as even as we started 20 minutes of game action ago. No score yet between number 11 Dordt and number 16 Omaha. Shots in the first 16 to 10 in favor of UNO. We'll be back with you for period number 2. You're listening to the UNO ACHA Mavericks on YouTube. Welcome back. The middle period of 3 between number 11 Dordt and the home squad, number 16 Omaha. Pleased to be back with you, Nate Obrecht, alongside Caden McDermott, Sebastian Cassiopo. We saw no goals scored in the first period from either side as we ended this first period the same way we started it, and we'll begin the second in a 0-0 tie. Tim Nansen, the defender goaltender, has stopped 16 Maverick shots on goal through the first 20 minutes. On the opposite side, the Omaha senior netminder, Nobel Vayan, has made 10 stops. All 10 shots on goal have been saved by Vayan for the Mavericks. The teams skate back to center ice. We'll be 5-on-5 for the middle period to start. Omaha 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. They have yet to have a chance with the man advantage. A night ago, it was the Mavericks taking their second ever victory at the hands of the Dordt defenders in 14 tries. Blake Glazer had a goal in that one. Tyler Shermer had a goal in that one. And the two out on the ice to begin the second period for Omaha, along with Ryan Hedquist at center ice. And that's where the puck is, as Troy Hunsaker, the captain, plays it up ahead for Glazer. Glazer can't hang on to it. Tried to center it for Shermer. It's intercepted by Wagi. Into the skates of Veenstra. He can't keep it. And it's out to center ice. Glazer grabs this puck and shovels it on ahead. Can't win the race as it's picked up by Nick Estenson, freshman out of Windham, Minnesota. He gives it ahead. It's cut out at the blue line. Hunsaker tried to kick it to his skate blade and couldn't keep it. Veenstra into the offensive zone for Dordt. Sends one blocker save, Vayan. Orneman picks this puck up, narrowly avoiding the too many men call as he centers it. Trying to find Veenstra, the rebound chance, and it goes wide. Picked up by Spacher, sent it to the front, kept out by Hunsaker. To the corner it goes Fories. Kept in by Espenson along the line. To Spacher. Looking for Veenstra to the corner. Intercepted there by Glazer. Shakes off one hit and clears to center. Grabbed there by Welsh. Catches Hunsaker flat-footed and skates in. Sending one wide of the cage. It bounces off the back wall. Picked up by Wagner and sent out to center ice for Carson Fitch. Fitch darting ahead with a head of steam. Stops and shoots one wide. Tipped off the stick of Benson, and it's picked up by Wagner on the near side. Fitch tried to play it out to the point. Intercepted halfway there by Horneman. Horneman can't keep it. Taken down by Chase Mann. Puck played back out to center ice. Give and go to Carson Fitch, who skates wide. Backhand shot stopped by Nansen, and he covers up. Holding for the whistle, 1:53 into period number 2. His 17th stop of the contest, first of this period for Tim Nansen, and will get a face-off to his left because of it. In to take that, Isaac Bart for Dordt opposite Chase Mann of the UNO Mavericks and Sioux City, Iowa, the Metros. As Bart chased out in favor of Mason Carrolls, Carrolls wins the draw to Benson for Dordt. To the former center iceman Bart. He tried to send it near side as Lowndes touches up. Icing against Dordt will bring the puck back to the offensive zone for Omaha. Omaha 5-0-0 in the Mid-American Conference. Dordt 5-1 after the loss last time out. Wagner wins that puck after Dirk Schneider takes a hit at the center ice line. He flicks this one up. It does barely stay in play, but brushed against the netting, says Gilman, and will get a neutral zone draw. Tough to see from this angle. That puck went straight up and came back down. It didn't hit the bench at all, but it must have glanced off of the black twine above Coach Harrahill's bench. Coach Harrahill in his third season with Omaha. He has amassed a record of 52 wins, 28 losses, 5 OT losses, and 2 draws. Wagner takes us into the offensive zone. Stick save. Nansen to the point. Hunsaker rings it around the back wall. Nobody can gain possession for very long here in the early parts of the second. Man taken down, turns it over to Benson. It's out to center. Voorhees to Hunsaker and back again as the Mavs look to find a lane to break up the ice. Sending it to center for James Shea. Pressure there from Benson. Wagner takes it and turns, dumping it in the rest of the way. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second. We are scoreless in Game 2 between Dordt and Omaha. A night ago, the Mavs got the victory by a score of 6-2 with 5 third-period goals. Charlie Shea brings this one in, and offside was James Shea on the far side. One Shea carried the puck, the other skated just a tick too far into the zone, beating the puck barely over the blue line and forcing a neutral zone draw. 16:37 to go here in the second. Omaha won the draw, but shallowly into the offensive zone. It was won back by the defenders. Now it's a neutral zone scrum as no one can seem to gain possession before Ornament takes into the offensive zone. 1 against 4. He loses it trying to center. Lowndes plays it to the point, but not out. Paraxos can't keep it. Intercepted by Charlie Shea. Kraut wasn't ready for the pass, and it's intercepted by Jansen. Cut out by Farnsworth. Couldn't touch that as Kraut was still in the offensive zone. Would have been offside. Instead, Dordt picks it up off the wall. Ornament gets it through the wickets of Farnsworth. Fires in the save made by Vayan. Ornament slams his stick against the wall in frustration after that one. Sent it right on to the middle A in Omaha, angling across Vayan's chest, and is upset with himself after it. No score. Vayan with his 13th stop. And off the face-off, Dirk Schneider sends it to the opposite wall. Glazer takes it out of the zone. Toe drags around one man, and he's in. Just over the line, he loses the puck. Waggy takes it back for Dordt, loses his foot in the corner. Glazer back on it. Moves around one man, backhand shot, and it's saved somewhere in the pads of Nansen. That's the ACHA Division III leading point scorer, Blake Glazer. With a goal last night, he's now got 33 goals, 30 assists, and 63 points in 26 games played. Dordt's clearance attempts go straight into the Maverick bench. It'll stay in the offensive zone for another draw for the Mavericks in front of Nansen. 4.5 gone by here in the second. It'll be Hedquist opposite Isaac Bart, the 2-13s dueling in the faceoff, and it's the Mavs winning that one to the point. Mitchell couldn't keep it in. Waggy works it to center ice. It's intercepted by Omaha. Glazer can't keep it. Loken sends it ahead. Too far for anybody to catch up, and as Dirk Schneider wins the race, icing again on the defenders. They're looking for those long two-line passes through center ice is Dordt, and just not finding the right connections. We've seen icing after icing committed by the defenders today, and a lot of defensive zone draws for DU because of it. Through the first period in 5 minutes, Dordt has now iced the puck an impressive 7 times. As number 7 takes the puck after a big hit from Newman. Loken fires right into the shin pads of Hunsaker, kept out to the slot. Carrolls grabs it for Dordt. In the zone still, he gets it to Waggy, fired from the point, wide right. Grabbed by James Shea, bounces once off the dasher and down to Loken. Played further for Bart, sent out in front, knocked down by Vayan, and he'll cover up in his crease, holding for a whistle just over 5 minutes in. The draw will be to the senior Namalveyan's right. And it's won by Dordt. Nick Espenson shoots through the scrum. Save made Vayan. To the back wall. Rebound chance, and it goes wide. Picked up by Mann. Chase Mann works ahead for the Mavs. Into the offensive zone along the hash marks. He dumps it behind the cage. Picked up by Fories. And it's out to the slot. Fitch can't find it in his skates. Does battle with Veenstra there along the wall. It's one out by Mann. But no one can hang on to it. Wagner picks it up in the slot, circles to the point, gives it for Fories, shoots one looking for the tip. Save made off the blocker of Nansen. To the corner it goes as Fitch takes a hit and gets that puck back. Carson Fitch working below the goal line with Dolman. The two teammates with the Sioux City Metros for the past 2 seasons, winning a national championship. As into the offensive zone skates Nick Espenson. His shot save made by Vayan. And as James Shea touches up, a penalty coming up on the Mavericks. The third of the game with no reply as Hunsaker works to the box for tripping. It looked like Espenson went down on his own power. But our official, Josh Evans, did not see it that way. And so, 6 minutes, 21 seconds into the second, Omaha to its third penalty kill of the game. 2 for 2 so far. And Nick Espenson drew that one on Hunsaker. It's back below the goal line for Levi Loken. Takes a hit from Lowndes, gives that puck up to Orneman. Out of the scrum, Loken takes it, stops as he's held up by Despirito. Orneman tried to send it out, and the pass gets deflected out all the way down to the defensive zone of DU. Zach Espenson starts up ahead, takes a huge hit from Charlie Lowndes. The puck's still up to Veenstra in the slot. As, my goodness, just erased by the big rig on the blue line, Charlie Lowndes. And Zach Espenson hearing those footsteps again. He can't hang on to the puck. Glazer taken to his knees, still doing battle. Nick Espenson, now the freshman, gets that puck, takes it to the corner. Fans starting the UNO chant down on the far side glass. Grab by Carrolls to Nick Espenson to the point man. Carrolls again, shot blocked by Charlie Lowndes right out in front of Vayan on the crease. Now Lowndes gets to it, bounces it off the glass and sends it all the way down. An expert level play from the freshman Charlie Lowndes out of Omaha, Nebraska, and the East Coast Wizards. And now a shot right on the top of the crease. Vayan making a couple of saves there and a couple of whacks from Ornament on the crease. He's been doing that all game. Guess who's on top of that crease? It's number 9, Ruben Orneman, just where he's been all game. As soon as Vayan gets his puck under his glove, it's Orneman right on top of him to try to whack that out of the trapper of Nawal Vayan. And it has not been called yet, as it results in another scrum right on top of the senior goalie of the Mavericks. And a telling sign of who committed the worst of the extracurriculars down after the whistle, as the puck out to neutral ice off of what should have been a defensive zone draw for the Mavs. 12:06 to go in the second. We approach the midway point. 23 seconds to go on the Mavericks' third penalty of the game. Dordt has yet to go to the penalty box. Welsh gives this one for Spacher. Into the skates of Fories. He can't keep it. Benson tried to send it across. Sliding stop on the back door, and Vayan shuts him down. That was number 18, Rylan Veenstra, the leading goal scorer for Dordt. And Vayan simply said no with that left pad, kicking it out and stopping Rylan Veenstra. And now Dordt skates to the penalty box. Finally, says the Maverick fans. as tripping after the play at 8:13 has sent Mason Carrolls to the box. Head coach of the defenders, Tyler Morgan, with his arms in the air, pointing to Josh Evans, our official. Omaha has to kill 8 seconds of 4-on-4 time in the offensive zone before Captain Troy Hunsaker is let out of the box, and Omaha can begin the remaining minute and 52 seconds of its first power play of the game. They will have to start from their own end, though, as Glazer tracks this one back to the goal line by Nowell Vayan, giving it to Charlie Lowndes. As Hunsaker's out of the box, the Mavericks are 3 for 3 on the kill tonight, and Charlie Lowndes starts up ahead on the first power play of the game for Omaha. It comes midway through the second period as Glazer brings it into the offensive zone and stops, leaving it there for Lowndes. Played down to Shermer, who just grazes it to Fories and back out again for Lowndes. Glazer works in, fires one and it's in! Oh, what a beauty of a shot from the Mavericks' top goal scorer, Blake Glazer. Absolutely no chance for Nansen as Glazer burns him blocker side high. Bardowski and the Mavs go up 1-0 on the power play. Just like he did last night, Blake Glazer getting the scoring started for these Mavericks. And the crowd is loving it here at Holland Ice. Glazer puts the Mavs on the board in a big way. 8 minutes and 51 seconds into the period. And it's Glazer. His 34th goal. Give the assists to Charlie Lowndes and Cam Fories as Glazer now up to 9 straight games with a point. Make it 29 points in his last 9 games, including 15 goals and 14 assists for old number 14, Blake Glazer. He now wears 18 as that shot goes in and is saved by Vayan. And Charlie Lowndes, an assist there. He had 3 a night ago. Lowndes now up to 6 straight games with a point, including 7 goals and 12 assists. As Dordt wins the draw, they're down 1-0. Shot in from the point, save made by Vayan, and another one on the rebound. He covers them up and holds for the whistle. 24 saves for Nowell Vayan in the crease. He made 27 in the contest in Arkansas a week ago. That was a 3-1 win for the Mavs. And before this draw, Fitch chased out the circle in favor of Mann. Mann bull rushes this one straight ahead and now takes it into the offensive zone, shooting one off the shin pads of Torlina. It's to the wall for Fitch, centered out to Wagner. He couldn't keep it. Mann tried to go through the wickets of Veenstra, picked up by Dolman and sent out to center ice. Veenstra tried to juke out Mann, but he was having none of it, and the puck is back on the Mavericks' stick in the defensive zone. Wagner on the backhand, great kick out pass to Fories. Fories skates with Mann, cross ice pass, and it's saved by Nansen before it could find its intended target. And after the whistle, Torlina tangles up with Fories. And there will be no collateral damage, no Mavericks, no defenders skating to the penalty box. 5-on-5 we remain. Just over the halfway point of this game, it is 1-0 Mavericks off the stick blade of Blake Glazer with his 64th point to lead all ACHA and to lead the defenders in Game 2. Now a shot save made off the blocker by Vayan off of Carrolls. Carrolls took that penalty that gave the Mavericks the most timely power play. Carrolls loses the puck and loses his footing below the goal line. Played out by Bradley, but Benson keeps it in. Shoots one from the point, and that one's tipped and in. Andrew Benson puts that one up over the blocker of Bayan and ties this one up at 1. Ten minutes and 34 seconds into the period. Nansen, at even strength, equalizes this one at 1. And we get reset in a 1-all game. We were tied 1-1 for a while in the second period last night, before a goal from Welsh put Dordt up 2-1. The two sides skated to the second intermission. There's a long stretch pass looking for Hedquist. He couldn't catch up to that pass, and Nansen will cover up and hold. Oh, man. What a great look from the Mavericks there, sending it all the way up from the goal line to Hedquist at the blue line, but he couldn't hang on, and it'll be an offensive zone faceoff instead. Draw one in the offensive zone by Omaha. Poke checked off a Glazer stick by Paraxlis, and Dordt takes it out of the zone. To Spacher. Tries to dance around Farnsworth. Great poke check from the freshman, Zach Farnsworth. It's to Hedquist. Hedquist into the offensive zone with speed. He fires as he takes a hit from Jansen, and it goes to the back wall. Nansen with some trouble covering up there along the side of the cage, and as he does, it'll be a whistle with 8:42 to go in the second. 1-1 our score, both goals coming in this period. Glazer got the opening salvo at 8:51 of the second. It was answered not 2 minutes later by Andrew Benson, getting just his third goal of the year. And the puck back into the Maverick zone. Nick Espenson takes it. Spacher tried to play it out, but it's intercepted by Kraut. 3-on-2 come the Mavs on the odd man rush. Tried to get it to James Shea. Instead, it's Charlie who picks it up off the poke check. Charlie Shea sends it around the back wall. Grabbed there by Voorhees. Taken down by Nick Espenson on one of the most blatant trips you can expect to see. No orange arms in the air as Hunsaker kicks this one back down in the offensive zone. Welsh controls, gets it to Benson, and up ice for Veenstra. To Dolman. Dolman works into the offensive zone. Blocker save made by Bayan off of Dolman. Rebound shot, and it's covered up. Bayan touches it up with the stick. Behind the cage it goes to Loken. Out to the blue line for Benson. He holds, shoots. Save made. It's still fluttered up above the crease, and now Bayan can get to it and cover, holding for a whistle with 7:41 to go in the period. Bayan up to 28 saves. His career high is 30 saves this season in a Maverick uniform over all ACHA, including his Division I days. Bayan made 62 stops in a game against Minot State in January of 2023. Here with the Mavericks, he's made 30 stops on two separate occasions. The first against Missouri State. That one was in October. And the last, November 7th, at Kansas. As Bayan with 28 stops, 2 away from matching his season total as a shot in. Now just 1 away as he gloves that one down from the point man, Waddy. And picks up save 29. Bayan spent 3 seasons at Midland in Fremont, Nebraska, just about 30 minutes north of us. Made 28 starts as a freshman in the 22-23 season, but just 11 starts over the last 2 years as he battled some injuries and found his way to Nebraska's largest city, Omaha. And he has enjoyed his first semester and more here with the Mavs. Pass up from Mann to Fitch. Poke checked off of his blade by Torlina. Torlina gets it to Horniman, but not out. Struggling to get that one on his stick blade. He finally finds Paraxlis. Paraxlis dumps it in. Jansen can't keep it on the line. Back out come the Mavs. Chase Mann working with Fitch. Gives it to him. Fitch fires into the shin pads of Torlina. Still loose in the slot. Jansen couldn't track it down. It's instead Spacher. And as this one tickles the twine right in front of us here on the stand side of Holland Ice, we will get a neutral zone draw. Or as our linesmen talk about it, it will move to the shallow end of the Maverick defensive zone. And we keep following the puck and the linesmen further until we get to that dot in the Mavericks' end to the left of Vayen. Hedquist opposite Rylan Veenstra, and Veenstra wins it to Welsh, and he rings it around the back, looking for Veenstra. It's out to Benson. Down low it goes. Nick Espenson back to Benson, the only goal scorer for GU, and he sends one off the blocker of Vayen. Back along the back wall, it's picked up by Hunsaker, and he plays it out to Glazer. Glazer works ahead, finding Hedquist, has Shermer with him, and he scores! Beautiful play! Line him up 3 in a row. Glazer to Hedquist to Shermer, and it's past Nansen to give the Mavericks the lead, 2-1. What a play by that entire line, and the Shermer supporters here in the Maverick group happy to celebrate the 11th goal of the season for Tyler Shermer. 14 minutes and 9 seconds into period number 2. And it's Tyler Shermer putting the Mavs back in front. Quickly, Levi Loken back into the offensive zone. It's Shermer on it for the Mavs. Turning it over, rebound, and it's saved by Vayen. 2 good stops there from Noel Vayen, right on the doorstep from Isaac Bart. And this one goes up into the netting. We get a whistle with 5.5 minutes to play in the period. 2-1 is our brand new score thanks to that Carneyite, Tyler Shermer. Shermer now on a 9-game point streak. 6 goals, 12 assists. A whole lot of points in that span as he's now up to 11 goals on the year. This puck dumped into the offensive zone, one out by Loken. James Shea sends it back in on the attack for the Mavs. Corralled there by Espenson, sent up the far wall. Shea turns it back down low. Zach Espenson tries the near side now and can't get it out to Charlie Shea. Shea tries to work into the slot. Stripped of the puck by Waggy. Played out by Bart, but harassed along the red line by James Shea. Shea is now tangled up with Bart, who has his stick in his hands and now throws it to center ice. If that's not holding, I don't know what is. And now Josh Evans points Bart into the box. I do know what holding is. In the second period, 15 minutes and 7 seconds in, Dordt, its second penalty of the game. This one on Bart. And one of the most egregious holds you will ever see. He didn't like the hit that James Shea delivered on him at the center ice line. So instead, he just grabbed a hold of Shea's playing stick. And, of course, you can't just send one to the box, so James Shea is going to go off as well. We'll be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes even as Shea heads off as well. And the puck down low on the 4-on-4. Dumped down low. Dordt can't hang on to the puck in the offensive zone. Omaha plays it out to center. Big hit delivered there, and arms in the air as coming over the boards to deliver that check was Jansen, and Christopher Jansen will now join Isaac Bart in the penalty box. So Jansen off at 15:44 of the second, and it is a rare 4-on-3 power play for the next minute and 23 seconds for Omaha. This is the second power play chance of the game for the Mavs. We thought it would come on the Bart penalty, but Shea went with him. Shermer tried to kick one towards the net, deflected high. Lowndes keeps it in along the wall. Charlie Lowndes, poke check off of his stick by Welsh. Welsh races after it along with Glazer. Glazer throws up and wins the puck. Lowndes sent up ahead for Shermer. Shermer catches up to that one, stops along the goal line, back out to Lowndes, holds, fires wide. Benson clears it out to center ice. No icing as it will go down. 40 seconds left on 4-on-3 time. As Hedquist brings it into the offensive zone, played back behind, picked up by Welsh, sent sky high over the blue, over the red, and all the way down. 20 seconds remain of 4-on-3. Then the Mavericks will have 37 seconds of a 5-on-4 power play to work with. Wagner has to get this one up ice in a hurry. 3 seconds and 2 of 4-on-3 time as Wagner can't get that one cross ice. Veenstra picks it up, and he's got Spacher with him. 2-on-1. Veenstra to Spacher, and he fans to the shot. He just flat out missed it. And back the other way come the Mavs. Wagner into the offensive zone with a couple of guys to help. Tried to get it to Mann. Instead, it's back onto the stick of Wagner. Picked up by Zach Espenson and sent all the way down. 10 seconds to go before Jansen is let out on this Maverick power play. Trapped in their own end. They will not be able to get anything done on the second man advantage for the Mavericks. As Jansen spills over to the boards and over into his bench, the puck goes all the way down and becomes icing with 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the second. Shots have swung in a big way in favor of Dordt now, 31-23. Remember, we ended the first period with shots 16-10 in favor of the Mavericks. Kraut trying to battle through the skates of a couple of defenders. Can't win it past Faraxlis. He gets it to center. Played up ahead by Spacher into the offensive zone. Under 2 minutes now to go as the puck's out to the blue line. Dumped back down by Waggy. Zach Espenson sent one towards the center. Chipped right back out by Farnsworth. All the way down it goes. Waggy holds behind his own cage for a moment. Chased by Charlie Shea. Tried to find Orneman. And instead it goes all the way down. Another icing on the defenders. 96 seconds to go here in the second. Shots in this period are 21-7 in favor of the Dordt defenders. Though goals in this period still swing in favor of the Mavericks, 2-1, which is where we stand. With just a minute and a half to go in the period. Hunsiker fires from the point. It goes wide, picked up by Glazer. Along the hash marks, Glazer turns towards the net front. Blocker save. Nansen looking for the same place he scored the first one. Sends a rebound chance on. Kicks up off the pads of a defenseman and into the glove of Nansen with a minute 20 to go. Tyler Morgan gets some fresh troops out there. That could have played into the third period onslaught that we saw yesterday from the Mavericks. Not only was it Dordt's first game back since December the 6th, as Glazer fires another shot in, it's loose on the doorstep. Nansen had no idea where that was. And the Maverick fans behind the cage of Nansen, the standing room only crowd, filled to capacity here at Holland Ice. They saw the puck go in the net after the whistle and got excited down there, banging on the glass. They're having a great time here at Holland Ice. A minute 16 to go as we reset from the same dot we left. Benson sends this one off the glass and out to center. Picked up by Ryland Beanstra. Beanstra gives back to the point man Benson. Shot into the pads. Rebound chance, glove by Vayen. It got knocked down in front off the initial point try from Benson. And Nick Espenson picked it up in his skates, sent another one right into the trapper of Vayen, who now has 31 saves, the most in his time in Crimson and Black. Now through 12 appearances. And the shot did not get it all the way through to Vayen this time. Hunsaker with a great shot block, and it turns defense to offense as Glazer sprung free. Gives it back to Four. He's looking for Shermer, who was harassed on the back post. Picked up by Hedquist. He can't hang on to it. Cleared out to Dolman. Dolman forced free of the puck. Picked up by defenseman Benson. Andrew Benson to Veenstra. Fires one, save made by Vayen. The whistle blows as Josh Evan apologizes with his hands up in the air after the quick whistle. And Tyler Morgan copies that action, giving it right back to Evans. The arms and palms extended to the roof of Holland Ice. Both sides get fresh troops on the ice for the final 33 seconds of play here in the second. It'll be Chase Mann opposite Isaac Bart for the Mavericks and defenders respectively, and Mann wins it for the Mavs. Dirk Schneider clears it out to center ice. Fitch wins it in the offensive zone to Wagner. Wagner holds again, tries to wait out the blocking Benson, and has to send it down low. With 15 seconds left, it's Fitch. Fitch looking for Wagner. He couldn't hang on to it. It's Mitchell at the blue line, skating in, shooting, and it's saved by Nansen. 7 seconds to go, just shy of 8. And it will give us one more draw in the offensive zone for the Mavericks. Mann stays out there. He will duel with Levi Loken. Ryland Veenstra really wants to take this draw, but Loken stays in there for the defenders and wins it straight back. Benson sends it all the way down as Mitchell touches up first. It's icing with 3.1, and that was not the last draw of the period. This most certainly will be. Let's see if the Mavs can do something in the final 3 seconds of the period. Dirk Schneider telling Wagner where he wants to draw. Mann waiting in a wide open position too. It's won back by the defenders, and that will end the period. 3 goals in the second. 2 for the men from Omaha, and only 1 for the Dordt defenders. Your score as we head to the second intermission. It's Omaha 2 and Dordt 1. You're watching the UNO ACHA Mavericks on YouTube. We'll be back with period 3 after the break. Not that period. We're muted. We're muted. Both teams take the ice for this third period. To the sounds of a clanging cowbell from the 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake City, the Mavericks take the ice with a lead of 2-1, the narrowest of margins in hockey allowed for a goal lead. They got that edge over the defenders with goals by Blake Glazer and Tyler Shermer, the two Carneites connecting for 2 goals in the second, opposite one off the stick blade of Andrew Benson for Dordt. That's got us at our 2-1 score here to start the final set of 20 minutes. A night ago, the scores were flipped. The teams were the same as Dordt entered the third period with a score and a lead of 2-1. From that point on, it was entirely Mavericks for the next 20 minutes of play as Omaha did not relent with 5 straight goals in the third period to defeat the defenders by a score of 6-2. Here we stand in a 2-1 game just underway in the third. A packed house here at Holland Ice as Nate Obrick with you alongside Caden McDermott and Sebastian Casiopo. Omaha takes the puck out of its own end, looking for Blake Glazer. The puck goes all the way down. Nansen covers up and holds for a whistle. 19 seconds into the final period of play between Dordt and Omaha for the regular season of 2025-26. Glazer and Shermer, the 2 goal scorers for Omaha, out there on the ice. Opposite, as a shot in from Glazer over the net, they were opposite Ryland Beanshaw, the leading goal scorer for Dordt. Puck kept in by Hunsaker. Left behind for Shermer. Shot loose on the front of the cage, and it goes behind the net. Picked up, but couldn't be played out by Espenson. Hunsaker gets it back down to Glazer. He's being held with his arm by Espenson. No call here as Glazer works towards the front of the net, and Nansen beats him to the puck and covers up. Glazer with his arm behind his back as Nick Epperson had a hold of his free hand and wasn't letting go, preventing Glazer from getting a shot off. That's what you've got to do against the nation's leading point getter in Blake Glazer. Maverick fans getting rowdy along the glass as an offensive zone draw is won by Omaha. Lowndes gives it across the blue line. Farnsworth can't catch up to it, and Benson clears to center. Paraxlis avoids a hit from Wagner, getting it up ahead to Spacher. He's into the offensive zone. Toe drag on one man into the crease, and it's saved by Vayan. Big hit from Lowndes. Keeps that play from going any further. It's out to the point. Benson fires one. Tipped towards Vayan, and he saves it with the left pad. Out to center ice. Fitch to Wagner. He's into the offensive zone, dumping it caddy corner to the near side. Benson tracks it for Dordt. Can't get it to anyone on his team, as Fitch had it for a moment, stripped away by Paraxlis. To center ice it goes. Ruben Orneman left it there for Spacher. Right into the skates of Farnsworth, who takes it up the other way. What a turnover from the freshman, Zach Farnsworth, who skates into the offensive zone for the Mavericks. Taking it below the goal line, diving out front, and couldn't find anybody in front, as Spacher takes it to center ice and settles this one back down. Dirk Schneider dumps it in. Nearing 2 minutes gone here in the final period. Omaha with a 2-1 lead. They got in the second period off the stick blade of Tyler Shermer. Benson has this puck in his own end. Clears it out as far as Dirk Schneider, who turns it right back into the offensive zone on the dump in. Jansen caroms it off the boards and out. Omaha quickly careens it right back in. Dump and chase, the attitude of the Mavericks here for the first 2 minutes and a change as Mitchell keeps it along the blue line. Given to Kraut, he couldn't glove it down to his stick blade, and it's played out by Levi Loken. Couldn't catch up to the pass was Mason Carroll's, and Dirk Schneider sends it opposite side to center ice. Loken can't beat Mitchell. It's off to Kraut, but kicks awkwardly off a stanchion right onto the stick of Carroll's, who finds Veenstra. Into the offensive zone. Veenstra, shot, save, Bayan. Hedquist takes it out for the Mavs. Tries to go around Torlina as Omaha gets a line change. The puck dumped back down behind the net of Nawalbayan, now up to 35 saves through 2 periods and change. As the puck to Veenstra. 2-on-1. Great play from Hunsaker off the stick. Cutting out that cross-ice pass and forcing the puck back out to center ice. And it goes deeper still as Nick Espenson takes it into his own end, circling there, trying to find Dolman. He loses the puck right as he gains it. Voorhees plays it up ahead, back onto the stick plate of Dolman at center ice. Tegan Dolman works over the blue line, leaves it for Veenstra. Little space for him. And he gives it out to the point, but couldn't find Jansen. Right past him on the line, and it goes all the way down to the defender's defensive zone. "16 minutes to play here in the third. Omaha with the 1-goal lead off the stick plate of Batman, Tyler Shermer, in the second period. He gives it across ice to Glazer, who sends it in and on net. Nansen drops it off for Espenson. Waggy can't hang on to it. Through the skates of Shermer to Hunsaker, but the pass going back to Shermer was cut out by Orneman. Played up ahead. Dolman taken down by Mann, and the puck is free behind the cage. Grabbed but couldn't be cleared by the Mavs. Kept in by Waggy. Had that turnover in the offensive zone. Now forces one here in the Mavericks end. Voorhees to Wagner. Omaha struggling to get that puck broken out. Mason Spacher keeps it in to Paraxlis. Sent down below the goal line. And there's a two-a-side scrum behind the cage. Kicked out to Troy Hunsaker. He takes a hit from Ruben Orneman. And as Omaha touches up, they will be guilty of another penalty. The call will be on Chase Mann. 2 minutes for roughing. Five minutes and 4 seconds into period number 3. And Dordt gets its 4th power play opportunity of the contest. This one coming on Chase Mann. Omaha 3 for 3 so far tonight. This one, a big one. As it's Nick Espenson circling around Hedquist at the point. Cross ice to Veenstra. Veenstra skates to the top of the zone. Turn, shoots, save made Bayan. Kicks it to the back wall. Grabbed by Loken. Poke check. Shot in. Blocked out by Farnsworth. Veenstra can't hang on. The puck is loose to the stick blade of Glazer, who sends it right into the Maverick bench, and it will stay in the defensive zone of Omaha. 1 minute and 24 seconds left to kill on the penalty to Chase Mann. It will be Fitch in to take the draw opposite Levi Loken for the defenders, and Fitch wins it to Glazer, who sends it the length of the ice. Nansen corrals it along his goal line. Zach Espenson, an assistant captain, can't find his man. Voorhees intercepts it on the PK. Voorhees into the offensive zone, shoots one high over the crossbar. It rings all the way around to the Mavericks defensive zone, where Fitch hangs onto it. Hunsaker takes it, an even minute left on the penalty kill for Omaha. That one kicks off a stanchion and goes to Welsh in his own zone as DU regroups with 48 seconds left on the power play. Welsh takes it into the offensive zone for the defenders. Stops at the hash marks, curls to the top of the zone for Spacher. Spacher loses it. It's to Hunsaker. Hunsaker turns to the corner, goes deeper into his own zone, sends it along the back wall. Fitch races afterward, and it's all the way down once more. Omaha gets some fresh defensemen on the ice as Dordt will start up the near side wall. Under 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. Dolman from the far side. Poke check by Mitchell. Turned over in the corner, and now the two collide. Dolman comes out with it to the point. Welsh, kick and blocked by Fitch along the blue line. Played back out to the slot, cleared by Mitchell, and Omaha is out of the box, and 4 for 4 on penalty kills tonight. 1 for 2 on the man advantage, 4 for 4 the other way are the Mavs. Get him a biggie bag, and Dordt dumps this one in off the netting as Benson, the lone goal scorer for the defenders, plays this one back to center ice. Top line of Hedquist, Shermer, and Glazer on for Omaha at the center ice draw. Opposite Veenstra, Dolman, and Espenson. Just under 13 minutes to go. Omaha has a 2-1 lead they gained in the second period off the stick of Tyler Shermer. They have it in the offensive zone now as Glazer loses it, but it's out to the point for Fories. Grabbed by Veenstra, board pass to himself, and he skates up. Outnumbered, played to the wall by Hedquist. Left behind for Jansen. He works down the boards. Jansen behind the cage now. Backhand pass out front. Poked away by Bayan, and Jansen still on it. Takes over Torlina's position and sends a shot off the glass. Dolman picks it up in the corner now. Dordt desperate for the next goal. They're looking to equalize. Dolman turns it over. Great play from Hedquist, and Glazer works up from the near side wall. Glazer skates in, leaves it for Fories. He shoots one blocker, save made by Nansen. That one all the way out to center ice red. Farnsworth takes it, has to wait for Glazer to get back on side, and chooses to dump it down. Under 12 minutes to go. Torlina finds Levi Loken, but he can't find anybody at center ice as Farnsworth chops that one ahead. Dolman plays it back to Torlina again. Into Loken, who dumps it down. Bayan first to it. Gets it to Kraut and out of the defensive zone. James Shea on it with Charlie Shea. Poke checked off the puck and is forced to retreat to his own end. Sending this one off the wall to Charlie Shea. Kicking that one back to his skate blade. Chopped at by Carrolls, and he dumps it the rest of the way down. Great individual play by Charlie Shea off the pass from James Shea. Again, the unrelated pair out there of forwards. Bart takes it in. Poke check by Farnsworth, and he clears it on the second chance. Omaha takes this one directly out of the zone. Kraut works ahead with it. Waggy charges after him. Kraut still on the puck. Waggy without a stick as Kraut takes a shot to the head and plays that puck down further to James Shea. Bart wins the puck off a Shea stick to Kraut, who sends one into the shin pads of Loken. A hand pass from Bart, and it's back on to Kraut's stick. Kraut waiting in front of the net. He had a goal last night, but taken down as he was trying to fire that shot off. Nothing got through to Nansen, and the puck out to center ice with 10 minutes to go here in the third. Horneman to his knees as he loses the puck. Wyatt Wagner working up with it into the offensive zone for Omaha. Wagner fires. It's tricked out Nansen, but went off the side of the cage. He's taken down below the goal line. Grabbed by Welsh. He starts up the far side. Couldn't find his man Horneman. And it's the Mavericks gaining control at center ice. Over the halfway point in the third period. 2-1 our score. Omaha has led since the end of the second period when Tyler Shermer got his 11th goal of the year. Dordt out of the defensive end. Poke check there from Noah Dirkschneider, and he wins that puck cleanly out to center ice. Fitch taken down, and yes, Josh Evans did see that one. And he calls Benson for a incredibly untimely, if you're the defenders, interference call, and Benson, the goal scorer for the defenders in the first period, or in the second period, excuse me, now skates off. The captain at 10:45 of the third. Benson for interference gives the Mavericks its third power play opportunity of the contest. 1 for 2 so far are the Mavs. They got The scoring started on the power play with Blake Glazer, who is at the point line, loses that one over the blue line, and they will have to come out just for a moment as Lowndes dumps it back in. And even 9 minutes to go in this tilt. Hedquist from center ice leaves it for Lowndes, who starts ahead. Lowndes into the offensive zone. Centers it. Couldn't find anyone home. Goes right over the crease and to the near side wall. Shermer loses it. Jansen rings it along the wall. Glazer keeps it in. Glazer down low to Shermer and back again. The 2 goal scorers for the Mavericks tonight. Lowndes gets it now, top of the zone to Hedquist. It's from the circles, across to Glazer, fires one into the glove of Nansen. It deflected. He didn't get all of it, and it goes to the back wall. Hedquist takes that puck, gives it to Cam Fories. Fories leaves it for Glazer, 16-18 with 1:05 to go on the man advantage. Shermer blows a tire and now has lost his steal. Charlie Lowndes gives it down low to Glazer as we are 4-on-4 until Shermer works off one skated and Lowndes has a shot on. Hedquist to the corner as the Mavericks are back to 5-on-4 play. Shermer finally gets off as the defenders get this one all the way down. 40 seconds to go on the penalty to Benson. 7:50 to go in this contest as Lowndes tries to find Fitch. It's intercepted by Waggy. Waggy couldn't get the pass across. Man stripped him of the puck. The lone wolf tracking that puck back into the defensive zone of Omaha. With 20 seconds left, Charlie Lowndes from his own end. Board pass, couldn't find Wagner. Now with 10 seconds left, it's Fitch. Finding the skates of Wyatt Wagner, he plays it. Still there at the center ice line. Cross ice pass to Troy Hunsaker, who takes a fist into the face from Zach Espenson, but dumps that puck all the way down. Zach Espenson chasing after that one to the offensive zone. Dordt back to full strength. 2 for 3 on the penalty killer. The defenders as Dolman strips that puck away. Plays it down low to Beechler. Save made by Van on the point blank chance from Ryland Veenstra, and somehow Nate Mitchell's going to get a penalty out of all this. Instead, it'll be Troy Hunsaker, the captain, skating off for the second time. The 5th Maverick to the penalty box in this one. It comes at 13:01 of the third on Troy Hunsaker. And before the offensive zone face-off to start the 5th power play for Dordt, head coach Tyler Morgan calls the 11th ranked team to his bench, and he wants a word with his defenders before their 5th power play opportunity. On the opposite side, head coach Nick Harrahill giving some words of inspiration, trying to keep his team with calm and cool heads to hang on to this lead. It is a 2-1 margin with 7 minutes to go. Omaha heads to the box for the second time this period. They killed the lone chance the defenders had earlier this frame. Could not capitalize on the penalty by Andrew Benson of the defenders in this period. And now Dordt gets another opportunity as the Mavericks refresh back to full force 5. So it's Hunsaker to the box again. 6:59 to go in the team's break for the faceoff dot in front of Nawal Vayan. Vayan, an impressive 38 stops. 2 minutes need to leak off of this clock for the Mavericks in the most desperate way. One needs to go in for the defenders in a more desperate way. We'll see who wins this draw and sets themselves up in good position. It is Dordt winning it back. Nick Espenson plays it down low to Orneman. Veenstra takes it in the corner. Plays it to Loken. Loken can't find his man, Zach Espenson. It's into the skates of an official, and Hedquist plays it back to the defender's end. Loken, with speed, works into the offensive zone. Pass blocked out by Mason Beth, the great stick of the sophomore out of Hastings, Minnesota. Chops that one down, and it's sent the length of the ice. Zach Espenson, Wyndham, Minnesota product, works into the zone, shoots wide. Gets his own rebound, and it's saved by Vayan. Crashing on top of that board is guess who? Ruben Orneman. And it is once again Ruben Orneman down there on the doorstep trying to whack at that puck under the glove of Noel Vayan. It has been a constant theme in this contest, and finally is Josh Evans going to get him. Finally, Josh Evans sends Ruben Orneman to the box for what he's been doing all game. Much to the enjoyment of these Maverick fans, it wipes out the Dordt power play, and we will be 4-on-4 for the next minute and 18 seconds until Troy Hunsaker, the captain, is let out of the box. $13:43 into the third period, and Ruben Orneman off to the box. Shermer, a great sign from him. He's got his skates back in working order. After he blew a tire in the corner, Shermer back with 2 working sets of steel. And, of course, the Mavericks could not get by that easy. Nate Mitchell joins Hunsaker in the box, and Omaha will get a penalty alongside Ornemans to wipe out any chance of a man advantage for the Mavs. Nate Mitchell heads off along with Ruben Orneman, so no power play for the Mavericks. Dordt still with the man advantage with 1:18 to work. And they win the draw here. It plays right back out in front off the back wall, and Vayan had that net come off the back pegs, and will get reset with the draw. Orneman finally got a slashing call, but alongside of it, Mitchell got a roughing minor. So they skated coincidentally to the box, and it will be 5-on-4 for the next 1:11 until Hunsaker is let out. Orneman and Mitchell will stay in for the full 2. It's Veenstra, has his pass chopped out right into the crowd by Ryan Hedquist. He was looking to go back to the point man Welsh, who had a goal last night, but a great stick from the freshman out of Sioux City, Ryan Hedquist, puts that one up into the netting, and we'll get another draw. Loken takes this one. Shot, save made, Vayan. Right off the draw, and Loken gains his own rebound. Pressured by Glazer, that puck poked to the blue line for Veenstra. Veenstra, with one hand, tries to shield himself, but can't hang on to that puck. Lowndes turns and fires right into the bench. And with 41 seconds to go on the penalty to Troy Hunsaker, another offensive zone draw for Dordt. Loken in to take it for the defenders opposite Ryan Hedquist of the Mavericks. It's one back by Loken. Nick Espenson, and a pass looking for Welsh goes right over the blue line. Omaha did not force that puck out to center. Dordt with a mental lapse, and it's to the red line. Veenstra takes it back in with 22 seconds to work. Veenstra stops, back to the point for Welsh. This time he hangs on, gives it back to Veenstra. From the top of the circle, he gives it lower to Benson. Back to Veenstra, cross ice for Nick Espenson. Works towards the net, now turns back to the top of the zone. Nick Espenson to the slot. Levi Loken fires. Blocked out by Cam Fories and cleared. Hunsaker out of the box. He might have a step. But no, as on the interchange, Hunsaker will be sent back to the box for an extra second. Said he got let out a stick too soon, did Josh Evans. As it was off on the scoreboard before Hunsaker was let out, but we could not see the box and the board at the same time. Neither could the official, for that matter. As out of all of this, the Mavs get another 2 minutes in the box. This one a bench minor, allowing DeSpirito to serve it. But Omaha takes another penalty, this one for a false start coming out of the penalty box. And Dordt back on the man advantage. Shot blocked by Wyatt Wagner and sent all the way out. Chopped down by Wagner. Backhand shot save made by Nansen. What effort from the freshman out of Bellevue, Nebraska, Wyatt Wagner. Last season, he was with the Omaha Junior Lancers, who are playing Quad City, the Mallards, the Blues, tonight at Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Wagner out here with the Mavs at Holland Ice. As a shot in, save made Bayan. Rebound, loose. Spacer shoots it wide. Welsh takes it. Cross ice Carroll's back to Veenstra. Shot, save, Bayan. He hangs on with 1:16 to go on the penalty to DeSpirito. Mitchell and Orneman back out of the box. Their coincidental minors have expired. But still 1:16 to work with. A 5-on-4 time. Dordt with the man advantage for the 5th time tonight. Draw one back to Welsh. Veenstra takes it top of the circles to Spacer. Spacer holds top of the zone. Welsh back to Veenstra, wound up waiting, and he shoots it wide. Wide right of the cage. Bayan up to 42 saves. That one would not count as Welsh sends it down low. Grabbed by Spacer to Horniman, fresh out of the box. Sat for 2 minutes, and now he's back on the ice as Hunsaker delivers a hit to him. Puck free to Loken, and out to the blue line for Welsh. 45 seconds to go on the Dordt man advantage. Cross ice pass from Veenstra to Spacer. Now Welsh. Veenstra. Loken can't hang on. Hunsaker intercepts and sends it 200 feet away from the Mavericks goaltender. Welsh. Long two-line pass finds Veenstra. He circles back into his own end, though, with 23 seconds to go on the power play. And as he gains center ice red, he dumps it down the rest of the way. Fories collects for the Mavs. To Wagner. Wagner can't get it past Veenstra. It's into his skates with 13 seconds to go on the power play. Espenson from the point. Right into the skates of Fitch. And it caroms into the netting. Will go out of play with 8 seconds remaining on the Maverick penalty. That puck found its way through the netting and down to a fan along the glass there in the standing room sections of the Holland Ice Center. In 8 seconds, Rocco DeSpirito is let out of the box. Barring a goal here in the last 3, as a shot in from Carroll's is stopped by Bayan. 1 second left on the Maverick power play, and a whistle will prevent DeSpirito from leaving early. Evans standing right in front of that box to make sure he doesn't. As 2:57 to play in this game. 2-1, still our score. No goals here in the third period yet from either side. Omaha had the last one in the second period from Tyler Shermer to make it a 2-1 game. Back to full force 5 are the Mavs. And 5 for 5 on the penalty kill tonight are the Mavs. In their own zone are the Mavs as Nate Mitchell to Dirk Schneider. Caroms it off the glass. Fitch trying to win that race. 2 opposite 2 and icing waved off. Waggy gains control of that puck. Fitch intercepts. Fitch takes the blindside hit One back by Zach Espenson. He carries it over the blue line, shoots right into the trapper of Vayan, who covers and holds for the whistle. 44 stops now for Nawal Vayan. As it is the most in a Maverick uniform for the senior from Toulouse, France. His folks now hail from Texas, but Vayan's been all over. Omaha gets that to center ice away from Nawal Vayan. Dordt turns it back down low, and the Maverick goaltender sweeps it along for Hunsaker. Turned over. Ruben Ornament takes a huge hit from Charlie Lowndes, and it's turned back below the goal line. Battling for it there is Dolman alongside Lowndes. Dolman gets it to the point. Grabbed there by Welsh. Intercepted by Lowndes. Lowndes pushes it ahead to Kraut. Kraut into the offensive zone. Darts towards the center. Shoots one. Flicked up by Benson. Back the other way. Dolman has to retreat as the two men crashing along with him entered the zone early. A minute and a half to go in this dandy. Dordt has to start from its own end. Manson creeping out to the top of the crease. When will Morgan call him over? He can't do it now as James Shea dumps it the rest of the way down. A minute 10 to go. Veenstra works up the ice. There goes Nansen, but offside. No, they wave it off. Ornament looks to be offside as the extra attacker is on the ice with 60 seconds to go in this game. Kept in along the line by Benson. It's a shot and a save and cleared out to center ice by Farnsworth. Benson retreats with 50 seconds to go. Gets to center ice and dumps it the rest of the way down. Lowndes going to be the first one to it. Banks it off the wall to Glazer. Out to Hedquist. He's stripped down, and it's to Benson in his own blue line. 33 seconds to work. Wound up shot from Zach Espenson. Sticked up into the glove by Frenchie Nawal Vayan with 30 seconds to go. The 46th save of the game for the man from Toulouse, France. And big number 81 in the crease for the Mavs tonight has been huge. 6-on-5. A net yawning opposite Nawal Vayan, who stands in front of this face-off. Ryan Hedquist in opposite Rylan Veenstra for Dordt. He wins it back to Zach Espenson. Glove down by Vayan. Huge stop from Nawal Vayan, and Hunsaker places it to the corner. Veenstra turns and shoots one wide. Rings all the way to the point. Benson bounces it, and it's flushed out to the red line by Shermer. Omaha gets it to center ice with just 10 seconds to play. It's sent down to Mason Carrolls. Cross-ice pass is cut out by Glazer. He turns and shoots. It's in! The Mavs are going to beat Dordt for the second time this season. Oh, baby! The Mavs have stood up to the test of one of the best teams in the Mid-American Conference in recent memory, and they have a 3-1 lead with just 5 seconds to play. Listen to this place. USO! USO! That's the sound of a program in full bloom. The puck is dropped. They will not touch it. And the Mavs sweep the number 11 Dordt defenders. It is the biggest season series sweep in Omaha club hockey history. They have not beaten the defenders twice in a season in all-time 15 meetings. They now have 2 straight as they take this one 3-1 with 47 stops in net from the senior Nawal Vayan. A go-ahead goal from Glazer. Shermer with the game winner. An extra tally there at the end from Blake Glazer, his 35th of the year, and the Mavericks skate to the top of the Mid-American Conference. For Caden McDermott, for Sebastian Cassiopo, thank you to all of our fans tuning in on the UNOACHA Mavericks stream. Thank you to everyone in attendance here tonight. What a game we saw. I've been Nate Obrecht. We will see you next time out. Have a good night, and go Mavs!